Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, hello.
Thanks for joining us. I just have some questions for you that I would love to ask. And the first one is, what inspires you to write music?
Wow. Everything, of course. Life, the musicians themselves, it depends on the piece itself. I mean, one of the great joys of writing a solo or a concerto is, for example, like as in Fury 2, is working so intensely with a musician in a one-to-one situation, exploring their instrument, and really getting involved in the actual music making process. We composers do spend a hell of a lot of time alone, and it's a nice counterbalance to this self-imposed isolation, which is really what part of what composing is about, is then to withdraw, well, for me personally, to withdraw and then to work through the sounds and the concepts with which I'm working with for a piece. But musicians are often the absolute focus of the piece itself, and my solos and concertos are often a homage to that individual soloist, but also to the whole repertoire of that solo instrument. So that's one thing. But apart from that, I think everything, really. I mean, in a way, one is always in dialogue with all these different realities that we come up against on a daily basis. Of course, sounds themselves, yes, but also environment, situations, yeah, everything, I would say.
And you're really, you seem to be very preoccupied with the spatial aspect of writing. Can you say a little bit about
that? That's something which developed, so to speak, relatively intuitively. I was asked for the first time in 2003 to write for a space, and that was the Turbine Hall in London, and in the Tate Modern. And the initial idea was to write a series of pieces which led the audience through one of the gallery floors. But I didn't want to actually be working with a direct dialogue with the pictures themselves, because it was also impossible to say what was going to be exhibited a year later. So I said, why don't we just work with space? And to work within that enormous space was really quite inspirational. I've never had that kind of situation before. To set up a desk in the Turbine Hall of the Tate Modern, and just, I mean, the space itself is so noisy. It's got this kind of really, really low G boom from one of what was then one of the turbines that was still working. And that was such a fascinating and fun experience that was the beginning of me actually working with in spatial situations. I came to that partly because my scores were getting so dense, because I was writing single surfaces of sound, sometimes maybe of 3, 4, 5 instruments, and juxtaposing them on top of within a score. So actually this was a really important experience, because it suddenly enabled me to think, okay, I need to be writing collages which don't have scores, and at the beginning it was just solos or duos, and then towards the end I would have large scale ensemble pieces also juxtaposed against each other. I would say one of the wonderful things about that is that it's again about really working with the musicians face to face. So I often I usually direct these spatial projects. There is only in one of these projects I have a conductor who does some of the larger ensemble pieces. So I'm really working with the musicians and working with an architecture, and it's a very hands-on situation where I'm responding to the so-called problems of the architecture and working with the musicians trying to find formal and spatial solutions. So it's actually fun. It's like a hands-on project, you know.
Fascinating. What was your motivation to write Quartet and Fury 2? These are the two pieces that we were due to play this week. Can you say a little bit about your motivation to write those pieces?
Okay. Well, Quartet was a long time ago. That was actually in 1998. And that was for Ictus back then. And they were very, very open about what instrumentation I could use. And I saw it as a great opportunity to explore some instruments for which I hadn't written before. And I travelled to Belgium and worked with the accordion player, and basically explored the instrument from top to bottom, met all the performers, and chose the instrumentation myself. And I found it really fascinating just to put together an instrumentation which seems rather disparate, but actually the whole joy of the piece was actually to try and forge these instruments into each other and try and create a quite unique tonal sound world and explore the emotional and physical potential of that. There wasn't an idea behind the piece, hence the title, which is quite simply quartet. It was really just about forging a common language for these very different four instruments, which I really are pretty much my one, right at the top for me. I love to write these instruments. Fury 2 was actually initially a double bass solo, which I wrote for Antonio from Remix Ensemble in Casa da Musica. They had a project where they asked a lot of composers to write one piece, one solo, and I chose the double bass. And then later, I mean, because the solo I felt had so much potential, it was just a matter of time, really, before I wrote the concerto out of it, which I think is very much about the ensemble basically acts out the resonances and the sonic potential of the double bass line, which is quite choleric, really.
What did you find easy and what did you find difficult about writing for those specific instruments and those ensembles?
I wouldn't really categorize it like that, to be honest. I think going back to quartet, in '98 I was still finding it quite a big challenge to write for the piano because it's an instrument to which I have a very close connection. Because my parents were pianists, my grandparents, that the piano was very much our family instrument and defined pretty much the family environment, and was my first instrument until I started the violin later. So I think maybe one of the difficulties was trying to create a more personal language for the piano itself, perhaps. But I don't think there were any difficulties. I wouldn't put it like that, easy or difficult, really. It's not about that, really. A piece is always about setting oneself challenges, and I wouldn't call that a difficulty in a way. Without a challenge, without something to get through, without not really knowing what's on the other side of the composition process, there's no real point in writing the piece. Each piece has different challenges and difficulties, and to find a tonal or a formal solution to those difficulties, to perhaps an inherent contradiction, is part of the fun of writing the piece in itself. I mean, if I knew how a piece would end up, I wouldn't bother writing it. It's an adventure. It's a process.
Mm. Has lockdown affected your writing in any discernible way?
I don't know yet. We'll have to listen to it. I have no idea. Don't think so initially. Not in a overtly obvious way. I mean, before the lockdown started, I was already in a self-imposed lockdown because I've got this very large deadline for a piano concerto, which is a pretty much a monster piece, and it's due any day now. So I was already barely travelling and was already totally in the sound world and absorbed by the piece when the lockdown started. I think the way in which such enormous events has an influence upon our psyche and our creativity is probably quite subtle and will eventually take a form which I might not immediately recognise. I've had quite a lot of offers to write a lockdown piece, which I can't do because I'm in the middle of a deadline, which in a way is quite frustrating not to be able to contribute at this point in time. But the piece will be over soon, so we'll see what happens, and perhaps I will know. No.
Can I just ask? Is that I I'm intrigued by your wallpaper. Is that some DIY, or is that the latest piece behind you?
That's a piano concerto. Yeah, I'm just sitting at my desk. This is the room. This is the other wall. And there's another back wall. You can see it's also full. And this one goes on 3 levels. I've got 60 pages up at the moment, and there's another 8 or 9 to go. So it takes up a lot of space. I'm not really sure where to put the next 8 pages, to be honest. I was considering getting a ladder from next door and doing the top row up there. No.
Is that usually how you write pieces?
I always put it on the wall, and for the large scale pieces it's very useful. And for a piece of this density, it's really, really useful, because otherwise you've got these massive pieces of paper and going back and forth, you just destroy the paper, you get pencil all over, lead all over you, you know, but it's nice to be able to see points of references. So I'll be at page 49, I'll pop over to page 13 and check, is that different? You know, it's quite useful, particularly with large scale pieces. I do it always put it on the wall.
Spatial composing.
Yes. Yes.
Just finally, Rebecca, can you suggest a piece of relatively new music that you admire and would recommend to us to listen to?
I have a very good a good friend and colleague called Ina Popper here in Berlin, who also has conducted many of my pieces, and who I think the British public probably hopefully know very well already. He's often in Huddersfield or in the South Bank, has worked quite a lot in the UK. He's about the same age as me, I think he's 1 year younger. I think he's phenomenal. He's very different, aesthetic from the way I work, very individual, works excessively with motifs, which I think is very interesting and something I could never do. And there are 2 pieces I could recommend from him. I think if you don't know his music, one is called Wald, which means a wood, as in a little forest. And that's for 4 string quartets, which he wrote for Ensemble Resonance. I think it's quite an extraordinary piece. And right now they're going to be recording it. It's something they can do right now because the 4 string quartets are separated, so that's quite convenient. And the other one would be Fete, which means fat, for orchestra, which I think was premiered by the Helsinki Philharmonic Orchestra with Susanna Meinke, which would have been, I think that's from 2018. And that's an extraordinary piece, I think. It's a very individual and very striking sonic language. So I would recommend those 2 pieces from a colleague who lives quite nearby. So.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's been great to chat to you. And we really want to play these pieces. So the moment we can, we'll resurrect this program.
Great.
And we invite you to come, and I hope that our listeners and our supporters will come and enjoy your music. And please listen to Rebecca's music. It's wonderful, and all the very best to you in Berlin. And thank you for.
Thank you, Will. Bye. Take care.
Bye.